Hello guys, welcome to day 11 of Daily Code Challenge and welcome to my channel. I'm so happy to be here. Welcome. How's your day? I hope your day went well. Okay, so today we have another interesting challenge to solve. But before then, I would like to apologize for not making any content yesterday. I really wanted to, but yesterday I actually had no power on my device, right? So I couldn't do anything. So sorry guys. So today is day 11 once again, and we have another very interesting challenge before us. Okay, so all right, yeah, today is the 11th. So we moved from day 1 to today. Today should actually be day 12, but like I said, there was no content made yesterday. So today is the 11th. All right, so happy to have you around. And we are just going to go into the coding challenge straight up. Okay, so let me review the question to us. Oh, so the question is log between. It says define a function log between its parameters low num and high num that will print every number from low num to high num inclusive, right? Inclusive means that the range includes low num and high num. So what does this mean? So this challenge wants us to write a function whereby when we put in two numeric arguments, we are going to have numbers from the first argument to the second argument, right? So if the first argument here, if it was 2 and this one was 7, we are going to have numbers from 2 to 7. That will be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 inclusive. That's what it states here. It says to high num inclusive. All right. So what do we do? Before I continue, I'll just zoom in this screen so to be clearer. Okay, this is too much. I think this should be better. Okay, all right. So what do? We first of all write the function keyword. We say function, then we write the name of our function as usual. This is what we've been doing. We call it log between. So the parameters we have here are just two. We have low num and high num. So we write them here. Low num, high num. Then we write our parent, we write the curly braces. Okay, so all our code logic goes here, right? So what's the next thing to do? We know we need to iterate, we need to write a loop, right? Because we'll be iterating from the first number, which is called the low num here, to the last number, which is called the high num here. So we say function. So this brings this up for us. So we remove what we don't need. So instead of name as our, oh, sorry, not function, I beg your pardon, for loop rather, for. So instead of having index here, I'm just going to change index to I here, right? You can actually leave yours as index, fine. It works fine that way. But I just choose to call mine I. And we are not working with an array, so I just remove this array dot length. And also I don't need this part of the code. So these are just the parts I need, right? These three parts. So for the first part, it says let I equals 0. Now this part here is the initialization aspect. So this is where we assign the start number or the origin number to a variable called I here. And this second part here is the iteration, right? The iteration where we want the iterations to get to. And this last part here gives us the steps, right? That's the count. If we want the iteration to be in a count of 1 or in a count of 2 or so, depending on what you want to do, you change your values here. Okay, so in our own case, we want our number. For instance, if we had numbers like 2 and 7 as our argument, we want this to return 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. right? So this is what we actually want as our result, right? So how can we do that? So this is how we do it. So what we do is we want our low num to be the first number, more like the start number. In this case, we can see 2 here. 2 started this, right? So we assign I to the first number. In our case, the first number is low num. So we move the 0 and call it low num. Then we want the number, the last number, to be high num. So here we just say I less than or equal to high num. So less than equal to high num simply means that I is going to get to high num. If it were I less than high num, it means I will not get to high num. Let's assume high num is 7 and we said I less than high num. That means that I will only get to 6, right? But we saying I less than or equal to high num means I is going to get to 7 because we said less than or equal to equal to. Some people don't do this way. They do it like this. They just write I less than high num plus 1. So we know that I less than high num, that's 6, plus 1 gives us 7. But to avoid all those confusion and all that, in my own case here, I'm simply just going to say I less than or equal to high num, right? So I plus plus here simply means we are moving in a count of 1. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we are moving in count of 2, it would have been 2, 4, 6, and then 7 won't be included, right? So that's that. So let's proceed. So next thing we want to do is we want to log the value of I. Let's log the value of I and see exactly what we have. So I'll simply say console log I, right? Console log I. Okay, just a moment, please. Okay, all right. So let's run this and see. Let me just clear this part off and let's save. So I've saved and I'm going to run. Okay, so we have nothing here because I've not called the function actually. For you to use any function, it has to be called. So I'll simply just come down here and write log between. Now let's put in some arguments. So we said 2 comma 7, right? Let's use 2 comma 7. That means we are expecting our result to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I run the code by hitting the play button. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If it had been I less than high num, let me save this and run. 7 will be excluded. Okay, so we get that 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 excluded. But like I said, then some people choose to add plus 1 here. That's if they want the if you want high num to be included, you could just use plus 1 here. Some people do that. You still get the same answer. Here it is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I'll just rather choose to use I less than or equal to high num, right? So there are so many ways to actually write codes and to arrive at the same answer or the expected results, right? Okay, so let's also check using another example. Let's say we have log between, or let me just rather use this same one, but let's change it. Let's say we have 6 comma 2, right? That means that we are starting with a bigger number and we are ending with a smaller number. Let's save this, then let's run. We don't get anything here. So it's because we can't move in counts of or in steps of 1, from a higher number to a lower number, right? So this is not going to give us any value, right? So we could actually just put a condition here that where low num is less than high num, right? Or where high num is greater than low num. So we could just come here and say if low num is lesser than high num. So we put all this here. So the program here now understands that this is going to run only when low num is less than high num. So let's run this code again and see what we have. Okay. Okay, so let's just remove this and then put let's use a different set of arguments, and let's say 5 comma 11. We run this. So here we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's where high num is inclusive, right? So I think our code works well, right? So you can use other different examples. So we initially used 2 and 7. Let's write it here. Log between 2 comma 7. So you can as well add more examples to your code. So the first one, yes, okay. So that's that. So you could just comment one of them out so as for your results not to get mixed up. Okay, all right. So this is my implementation of this coding challenge for today. Today is day 11, and I believe we all enjoyed it and it was fun. So at this point, I'm just going to say thank you for joining me. Thank you for having me, and hope you had value for your time. And see you tomorrow. Please don't miss tomorrow's episode, right? All right. Thank you. Have a nice time. Bye.